What's up, people? Jay here. Thank you for tuning in as PWFEmpire.com presents WTF, aka the weekly top 5. This video is primarily going to be a review of NXT TakeOver Our Evolution, but before we get there, I do have one thing that I need to address, and that topic is Roman Reigns. Coincidentally, Roman Reigns did make an appearance at Our Evolution, and as I was watching the show and he just randomly popped on the screen, I couldn't help but ask myself the question, why is he here? And hey, since we're in the business of asking questions about Roman Reigns, I have another very important one. What the fuck was up with him winning Superstar of the Year? It's kind of funny how a lot of folks would say the Slammies don't mean anything and they're irrelevant. Well, that is until somebody who you want to win loses, but I guess I kind of understand, because where they do hold value is in the fact that they give us a window into the mindset of WWE creative. I personally look at Superstar of the Year as the guy who's been firing on all cylinders. Solid build from the creative team that amounts to a great character, quality matches, and nice substantive feuds that make it possible for that greatness to manifest itself. Roman Reigns definitely is not a scrub. However, this isn't a goddamn participation award where it's like, oh, you don't completely suck? You get a trophy. This is the best of the friggin' best. And even standing here as a Roman Reigns fan right now in this moment in 2014, he's clearly not that. It seems to me as if WWE is overcompensating for the fact that he got injured. Like they have some ulterior motive where they've placed him on a fixed track to winning the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania main event. Who the hell knows where this track is going to lead, but they're not going to deviate from that plan for any reason. Injury be damned. They're like, Roman Reigns is going to give us an injury update that is so short that it could have been transcribed into 140 fucking characters on Twitter, but we're going to do it in a Via Satellite interview just to have him on TV. Then another Via Satellite interview where he said the same damn things that he said in the last one, in this one too, just to put him on TV. Let's do a backstage interview on NXT TakeOver with completely random and meaningless appearance, just to put him on TV. Give him the Superstar of the Year Slammy, just so he can go out there and cut a promo about grabbing brass rings, just to have him on TV, because we have to make sure that people don't forget about Roman Reigns. It all feels very disingenuous, and the only thing that I can hope is that this actually was a legitimate fan vote, because if it wasn't, then it means that this was a directive from the WWE creative team. And if this was a directive from the WWE creative team, then this was completely unnecessary and utterly stupid. Having Roman Reigns win Superstar of the Year is less about who he is right now and more about who they want him to be. And that phrase that I keep using over and over again because they have yet to get the damn message. They are letting their ambitions get the best of them when it comes to Roman Reigns. And they're playing a very dangerous game here, because you can only force an image on someone for so long before the fans start to forget why they liked the dude in the first place. On to the review of NXT TakeOver Our Evolution. One of the most anticipated matches on the card for me was Hideo Itami and Finn Bálor versus the Ascension. Now, while this was an entertaining match, I honestly felt as if it was more of an exhibition to show off the amazingness of Finn Bálor than it was a great match. For all of this talk about how the Ascension is the most dominant force in NXT history, it wasn't really evident in this match. Now, a great portion of this match was the Ascension dominating, but honestly, that just came off as more standard heel tag team work than anything spectacular. And hell, I've seen NXT Tyson Kidd in multiple instances with random partners do it better than the Ascension did here. Never at one point during this match did the action from the Ascension even come close to convincing me that victory was outside of the grasp of Bálor and Itami. So when it comes to making sense of this match's narrative that the Ascension was the most dominant force in NXT history, either the Ascension was hyped up to be a much bigger threat than they actually are, or maybe Bálor and Itami are just that damn good. Or should I say, Finn Bálor is that damn good. Out of every single wrestler in the entire world outside of WWE, I was most intrigued by Prince Devitt. I would see pictures of him floating around with all of these crazy comic book inspired designs and the body paint, and I would hear stories about the Bullet Club and hear about how great he was in the ring, but honestly, I was just too damn stubborn to check out New Japan, so I never had the chance to see any of it in real time. So this year, I finally came to my senses, started watching New Japan, and just so happens, when I start watching New Japan, his ass leaves. And then he leaves and comes to WWE. So, hey, I guess I'm okay with that. Well, shit, that's perfect, actually. So, I guess everything worked out in the end. And since debuting in NXT, he's been great so far. He's connected with the crowd, moves with the greatest of ease in the ring, and that motherfucking entrance at TakeOver. Like, I was just sitting there consuming every single second of it in awe because it's so amazing to finally get that opportunity to witness him and his ingenuity in WWE. Now, as for his partner, I don't know. I don't know what it is with the booking of Hideo Itami, but they aren't doing him any favors at all. I talked about the Ascension dominating in this match. Well, 99% of it was against him. And outside of him serving that purpose, it really just seems as if he's being taken along for the ride in the ascension of Finn Bálor. These two guys have been booked as mirror images of each other from the very first time that they were seen on screen together. Same in-ring style, same finisher, and even though Itami had a head start because he debuted a few weeks before Bálor did, he's yet to develop that same sense of individuality that Finn has. It's like you're competing for the affection of a girl, and for Valentine's Day, you get her a box of chocolates and some flowers. And then your competition comes along, and he gets her a box of chocolates and some flowers. And some diamond earrings, and a shopping spree, and a day at the spa, and a new car, and an all-expenses paid trip to wherever the hell she wants to go in the world. And now, you're looking at her, she's looking at you, and she's like, yeah, fuck your chocolates. Bye. Now, I said all of that to say this. When you're constantly standing next to someone that can do every single thing that you can do, and more, it makes it difficult to acknowledge what you're bringing to the table. Like seriously, as far as it relates to what we've seen on WWE TV up to this point, what can Hideo Itami do that Finn Bálor can't? The GTS? And hell, doesn't even look like he can use that one quite yet, so we might have to cross that one off the list. But speaking of it, he actually did tease it in this match, and I went just about as nuts as everyone in the friggin' arena did when he had Victor up in position for the GTS, but then when you had Connor break up the attempt, there was almost a damn riot in the arena, and that honestly was one of my favorite parts of the match. And another interesting moment involving Hideo Itami, this one actually happened after the match. You know, they win, and they cut off all of the lights for dramatic effect, I guess, and I kid you not, Finn Bálor is literally standing in the damn spotlight, and Hideo Itami is off to the side in the dark. If that doesn't perfectly encapsulate exactly where these two guys are in the grand scheme of things, then I don't know what will. Another match that took place at NXT Our Evolution was Charlotte versus Sasha Banks for the NXT Women's Championship. I was honestly feeling some type of way after I watched this match, and I needed to simmer down and remove myself from the moment before I made a bold statement. Now that I've had some time to process my thoughts, I can say with certainty, this is one of the best matches that I've seen in 2014. NXT or WWE, male or female. One thing that really works in the favor of NXT Divas is the fact that they're not treated like second-class citizens. I remember a story from a few years back where Michelle McCool said that she was actually reprimanded backstage because a pay-per-view match that she had with Melina was too good. Her match was too good, and people were pissed off at that because folks were threatened at the possibility that women could put on a better match than some of the men in the company. I bring that up because after I saw Sasha and Charlotte's match, I legitimately said, no BS, this Divas match has set the bar extremely high for the rest of the show. And it's going to be very hard for the main event to top that. And guess what? If the main event didn't top it, that's a problem of the folks in the main event, not theirs. It feels very weird and amazing at the same time to make a statement like the Divas set the bar. And luckily for the NXT Divas roster, we can make statements like that because they're not shackled down. The sky is the limit, so they can go as far as their talent will take them. And when you're talking about the two best divas in the entire corporate umbrella, that talent is in abundance. Both divas have solid and well-defined characters with charisma and wrestling ability. With her craftiness and agility in the ring, Sasha Banks is the wrestler everyone thinks AJ is. And Charlotte. Man, what can I say that I haven't said already? Just a few months ago, she put on what was previously my favorite Divas match with Natalya at the first TakeOver. But the reason why I rank this one with Sasha Banks over that one with Natalya is that you could see in that match with Natalya that Charlotte was still in the process of her evolution. She was trying to bear the weight of all of the pressure that the Flair name brought. She was chasing greatness. But now, she's done running. She has arrived at her destination, and now her and greatness are chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, sipping mojitos down by the pool, just basking in her awesomeness. If I'm forced to pick one favorite moment from this match, one spot, man, Miss Charlotte Flair going to the top rope and attempting a moonsault, but she sees Sasha roll out of the way mid-flip, so Charlotte lands on her feet and with no wasted motion whatsoever, immediately goes into a senton. My God, this fucking match. Just so many amazing moments to choose from both Sasha and Charlotte, to the point where, you know what, I'm just going to look at this as one complete picture. And when I look at it as one complete picture, the match that I see is the greatest Divas match I've ever seen. And we absolutely cannot forget about the main event. Adrian Neville with his NXT Championship on the line versus Sami Zayn, who willingly put his own career on the line because he said, if I can't win the NXT Championship, then I don't belong here. The story going into this match was that after all of the chances that Sami Zayn had to capture the NXT Championship, he lacked that killer instinct that was required to become a champion. And as great as the pure action was in this match, the way that that story unfolded through the action was honestly the best part of this match. I was just talking to my PWTR co-host Charlie not too long ago, and he was saying how he believed that Sami Zayn was the best babyface in wrestling today because he really makes you hate his opponent. Prior to this match, Adrian Neville wasn't even really doing anything overtly heelish, but he just naturally evolved to take on that role because of how great Sami Zayn is at playing that sympathetic character that makes you feel as if you have a personal stake in him achieving success. And anytime he's denied that success, that feeling resonates. Adrian Neville was amazing in his role as the by any means necessary champion, and I love how they incorporated the ref into this match and they toyed with the whole lacking the killer instinct trope for Sami Zayn. When he had the belt and he was contemplating attacking Neville with it, you could just see that internal conflict ripping him apart. This was the defining moment in his entire life. Die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And it turns out he didn't have to choose either because he is very much alive and well as a hero and the NXT champion. Even though I knew Sami Zayn winning the NXT Championship would serve as the perfect storybook ending to his road to redemption, initially, I did not want it to happen because on his road to redemption, he settled all of his old scores and it seemed as if his journey in NXT was coming to its own end. And even if that meant him going up to the main roster and leaving without doing what he wanted to do most, I was fine with that because keeping him in NXT any longer than what felt natural seemed like too big of a risk to take that could have ruined what he built. He had already faced everybody who mattered down in NXT a million times over, and then Bálor and Itami they're not quite ready yet because they're occupied elsewhere. So my main concern was, as NXT champion, what could they possibly do that's new and fresh to keep Sami Zayn interesting? I'm pretty sure you all know where I'm going with this. At the end of the night, we got the answer to that question in the form of Kevin Owens. Even before his debut, those vignettes that aired for Kevin Owens made him seem like a guy that resents the fact that people like Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, Adrian Neville, and Sami Zayn all got the call to come to WWE before he did. They all had the same dream, and while everyone else had the chance to experience theirs, throughout the years, he's sitting on the sidelines like, well, what the fuck about me? Like, when is it gonna be my turn? And now that it actually is his turn, he has this sense of urgency, like he has to make up for lost time. And how do you make up for that lost time? Unadulterated brawling, fighting, kicking ass, and I can definitely get down with that. I was hoping that his booking would strike the same tone as the vignettes, so I was glad to see that that carried through in his debut match with CJ Parker that opened up the show. But they went even further than I expected them to when he comes out to celebrate Sami Zayn's championship win, only to powerbomb his ass on the edge of the ring apron. All that we've heard about their relationship up to this point was that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are best friends. So this attack does amazing things for both characters. You have Sami Zayn being given another personal struggle, which has been displayed. He's amazing at conveying. And then on the flip side of things, it paints Kevin Owens as this pure badass. He looked at Sami Zayn at the end of the show like, fuck your feelings. Just like that sign said in the Performance Center, I'm not here to fill a spot, I'm here to take one. And what better spot to go for than the one at the very top? Two objectives were accomplished with NXT TakeOver Our Evolution. They delivered an amazing show that I was thoroughly entertained by. And secondly, I am salivating at thought of what's happening next. Like, I can't wait to see this next episode of NXT TV. And there's literally nothing more than I can ask for from a wrestling show. If I look at this card as a whole, it was heavily anchored by the NXT Women's Championship match and the NXT Championship match. And those matches were so strong that they carried this show to its status as one of the best shows of 2014. Oh, and before I go, I have to acknowledge a very special anniversary that we just passed over, because yesterday marked 15 years since Stephanie McMahon turned heel on Vince and aligned with Triple H to form what we now know as the McMahon-Helmsley Era. And just up until a few weeks ago on WWE TV, we still saw remnants of that in The Authority. And I mean, I've said this so many times, I probably don't have to, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it again. Triple H, my favorite superstar of all time. Stephanie, my favorite female character of all time. And to know that everything that we've seen from them this past year and a half in WWE all started with that one moment there. Man, it's so fucking crazy. And actually, it didn't even start with that one moment there. It started a few weeks before, because we just passed over the 15th anniversary of the whole wedding, where Stephanie was getting married to Test, and Triple H crashed the wedding, and he revealed to everyone that he had married Stephanie first. And that is one of my favorite moments in WWE history. And Triple H, he was just very despicable there. Like, I couldn't think of any worse news to deliver to a groom on his wedding day. Like, really? Man, but that's it for this video, guys. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.